Howdy y'all, Zeus here. How's everybody doing? Well, that's terrible. I just made it out of work for the second night in a row just as a storm hit. It's like 3:20 in the morning. Finally get to go have some fun. Last night I drove about 80 miles an hour through a storm. It was fun. This one here is pretty turbulent. The lake's already 3 foot over the spillway. I don't know how much more we can take. Yeah, just been working on cars and making it happen. Trying to decide how I'm gonna deal with a neighborhood thief. I'm gonna have to teach him a lesson, I know that. Well, I hope everybody's got a fun weekend planned for them. Coming up pretty soon. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think it'll be the first weekend in maybe 3 months, 4 months that I haven't had to work part of it. I need to go see my dad. I ain't seen him in a long time. Just another day though. Another one in the books. Gotta make that money. I'm seriously thinking about cooking some food right now. It's been a while. Let's see, I woke up to a couple slices of pizza around, was it 5 o'clock? About time to eat again. I kept getting this weird feeling at work tonight. And I look up, I see this bushy tail running around. It was a little fox running around out in the parking lot. Not as big as the one I seen a couple weeks ago. I was out in the woods and I was being quiet, just standing around in the dark. I heard a noise, flip on my light, and there's this big old fox chasing something down one of the trails. It's about 3 times as big as any fox I've ever seen. Yep. I spent a good 20 minutes trying to find a skunk tonight. I'm trying to work on cars, so I kept smelling this skunk smell, and last thing you want is for one of those to come rubbing on you. $1.76 on the gas, $1.77. That's pretty badass right there. Look at this guy going the speed limit. Yeah, going the speed limit, buddy. I'm going the fast as I can. Oh, there's the police. Decided to get out and walk about. That store, they go there a lot. It got robbed about 3 or 4 times a couple years ago. So they stopped in there all the time. We had another store that's literally a block away from my house. It's the closest convenience store or grocery store or whatever, and it's pretty nice. But it turns out these kids was robbing it. But this ain't just no normal kids. These dudes live a good 100 miles away, and they had a vendetta against this guy that owned all these businesses. And they literally went in this grocery store, and the counter's when you walk in the door right there in front of you, and then there's nothing around it. They come in and with a shotgun blow a hole in the counter, start threatening people, and hit this one dude in the head. You know, for what, 30 bucks? Come on, man. But they ended up catching him, and it was a 19-year-old, 21-year-old, and I think a 17-year-old, and I think the girl, she was like 25 or something, you know. But that kind of stuff makes you think about your false sense of security and how well you are prepared for a situation like that, because that's a store that my woman and my little boy walk in all the time, and they could have been in that store with some, you know, psycho kid with a damn shotgun in there. And that kind of stuff, you know, it really puts you on edge, just thinking about how the unknown is some fucking asshole, you know, and he's everywhere, or she's everywhere, or their fucking pit bull is everywhere. So you got to stay on your toes and be aware of your surroundings, and use everything you got to your advantage. Fight for your life if you have to, but you know, somebody like that, you drop them in a millisecond and not think twice about it, even though it's some punk ass kid that ain't even, you know, lived a little and grown out of his dumbass, you know, rut in the road that he's living in. But it's just one of those things where you got to think, how many times have you come across some nut job and didn't even know it? You know, I've had them jump out in front of my car and want to ride, and I'm like, sure, buddy, let's go. You know, I ain't scared. But it's always the unknown that makes it difficult. Hell, I was gonna get some groceries or something, but that ain't happening. Yeah, they caught them people robbing that store a couple months later. I don't remember how they caught them and all, but they had a big trial and all that stuff for a few of them. You know, the 17-year-old, he ended up getting tried as an adult. It's one of them things you gotta look out for you and yours, and make sure you don't make a rash decision, you know, because that's going to affect you forever. Last thing that we want is to do something that's going to, you know, ruin our life, make it bad for us and stuff, but that's why we got the law on our side. You got to be a law-abiding citizen and, you know, comply when possible. Yeah, the thing that really made me look at my everyday carry was, you know, there's possible 3 kids or 3 adults or 3 crazies running around with shotguns, you know, less than a block away from my house robbing people. So I had to look at my everyday carry and how I'm gonna, you know, what I'm gonna do to take care of myself. I had to look at that and say, you know, I'm not carrying enough ammo around. 7 plus 1 ain't enough. So, you know, that's why I upgraded to a Glock 19, and I got lots of magazines for it, and I try to carry some body armor with me everywhere I go, even if I'm not wearing it. I got it right next to me, and just another day you got to be ready. You know, I've been in situations where I wasn't prepared, and it sucked. And a friend of mine, he got home invaded twice, you know, in the same year, and that changed his outlook on life and security and all that stuff. But It's just one of those days where you better be ready when it happens. When evil shows up, you know, it ain't gonna be grinning at you either. Well, that's my drive home in the rain, y'all. All you folks in California need some rain, we'll send it to you. Just give me your address. Alright, y'all. If you can't be good at it and champion everything.